So it's once again time for this week's chess challenge. If you thought last week's puzzle was complicated and almost impossible to solve, you just have to change your approach to this puzzle because you'll be facing an even harder puzzle today. But whatever you do, do not give up. Look at it as if you were standing in the gym in front of the weights. Instead of taking a 3-pound dumbbell, take the 4-pound one and perform 2 extra sets. Sure, there will be a lot of sweating, but the feeling of succeeding is priceless. So, are you ready? You have 1 minute to find the 3-move checkmate that white performs on black. Good luck. Let's see if you found the right combination. You did indeed get a tip there that the first move should be a rook move, but if we just ignore that for a second, I assume that the variation you did watch were the ones started with knight c5 or knight c7 or queen b7. If we start with the queen sacrifice, we can quickly conclude that it does not result in a checkmate in 3 moves. Well, it does indeed look as a brave move, but after that the king just captures the queen. We just don't have a checkmate in the 2 moves that are left. The variation starting with knight c5 looks like it has potential. The plan is obviously a checkmate on b7, but after pawn b6 we have a checkmate in 4 moves and not in 3. So let's take a look at knight c7 as a first move. Once again, we don't have a checkmate here in 3 moves, but in 4. So these 3 variations are only to throw away. The right first move here is the incredibly shrewd move rook c6. Black has here 3 alternative answers. He can capture the knight, capture the rook, or he can move down the king to a8. If black captures the knight, we play rook capture on c7 check, and after king a8 we have a checkmate on b7 with the queen. So let's rewind and look at what happens after a capture of the rook. What we answer with here is to play knight c5. Black can't do anything else than to move his king to a8, allowing us to play queen b7 checkmate again. And let's also take a look at black's third and last answer, which is playing the king to a8 in this position. What we do is to play rook c7, and black has here 2 alternative answers, king a7 or pawn b6. If the king goes to a7, we checkmate with queen b7 checkmate. And if black chooses the pawn move instead of the king move, we move our queen to d5, resulting in a beautiful checkmate. So well done, everyone. I'm going to be totally honest with you and admit that it took a while for me too to find all the variations in this puzzle. But good things come to those who look for them. So now it's time for this week's chess historical episode with Professor Arne Johansson, and tonight's theme is Adolf Ludwig Gustav Friedrich Albert Baden. So enjoy!